Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. It's Ferenike here with you, and today I want to share with you a personal story. Someone during the week asked me asked me a question, and I thought to myself, I don't share enough of my personal stories, and obviously because it's more difficult to share personal stories rather than to talk about a topic that you have knowledge. But yeah, I think that there's value in that because obviously you get to know me, you get to understand a bit about my background and where I come from, so that I think will be valuable to share. Let me know your thoughts, let me know if you want me to share more about my personal stories as well. And yeah, let's get started. So the question was, what triggered me to go into personal development and pick performance and philosophy and human behavior? What really triggered for me to realize that this is my passion and that's what I'm really keen on exploring. And the truth is that I've always been, as long as I remember myself, I was interested in those topics. Like every time I would pick up a newspaper or a magazine, every time I would, like every single time, and these topics and areas were always interesting for me. I remember when my dad, when I was younger, and he was doing some sort of sales training with his company back in the day, and I was 5 years old, maybe six, and he would bring those papers back home. I would always take them with me and start reading them in my room because I was just very keen on exploring those topics. And I remember very vividly when I was in high school and it was the first time where we were exposed to ancient Greek philosophers, and that was the time where I fell in love with Plato, and I've been in love with him since then. And then I realized wow, there's like a whole different level of wisdom out there that we can explore and it's available to us. But then when something becomes personal, that's when you really dig into it. And that was when I was playing beach volleyball. I was playing volleyball when I was really young, between the age of 7 or 8, until I was 14. But when I was 14, between 14 and 19 years old, I played beach volleyball, outdoors volleyball on the beach, competitively. So I played on a national level, and I was also in the selection of the Greek national team under 20 years old. So not for the women's team, but for the young teams. Beach volleyball is played 2 against 2 for anyone that doesn't know, and it's quite individualistic. It's not a collective sport because it's only 2 people playing against 2. So, but there's lots of collaboration. So you need to be, collaborative as well. Anyway, so we're changing the subject here, but essentially, at the end I did okay, and as I said, I won numerous bronze and silver and gold medals. So before the age of 19, so when I moved the country and I went to live in the Netherlands. But at the beginning I was really struggling because I was told that I have all the qualifications. I really believed in myself as well. I had the height, the speed, the strength, and everything. My coach had very high expectations from me, my parents too, and everyone. But unfortunately, my effort and my hard work didn't pay off at the beginning. So it took some time to pay off. So the first year or two, I was really struggling to bring about the results that I wanted. And I think that was also a very sort of difficult period for me, where you have those periods when life tries to squeeze you. That's exactly how I felt at the time, and that was a time where I tried to look inwards for the answers, try to understand myself, try to understand what differentiates a winner from someone that loses, and try to understand sports psychology, and that's how I start studying those areas and human behavior and that drive, motivation, all of those elements. So that what really triggered me, and since then there've been ups and downs, and every time I had any specific challenges, I would go back and see what philosophers said about this topic, or what this guy said about this, or what a certain philosopher or a certain psychologist said about a certain topic. So my life has been an examination of those beliefs and those topics as a whole. But then yeah, so when I moved abroad and I went to the Netherlands, then my priorities shifted completely, and I paid more attention into my studies and not so much into beach volleyball. However, every time I have a chance, I'd love to play beach volleyball. So I remember last year when we went to Dubai for work. I was there for one day, I think, on the beach, and I found a couple of people, only guys, because in Dubai girls, they don't play beach volleyball, but there were a couple of guys there playing beach volleyball, and I joined them and I played for straight 2 hours. I was so excited about that. I still remember it. It was such a joyful time. So yeah, that's the story. I hope that sort of gave you a bit of a background about me and about a little bit about my experiences. And let me know if you want to hear more. I have a few more stories to share. And yeah, we'll see you again next Sunday. Until then, take care.